Good morning and happy Tuesday, folks. So I'll cut right to the chase and say that my low is the good folks over at First Week Feast and Hot Ones put me in a rather precarious position yesterday. Because I'm just minding my own business, watching YouTube videos like your boy does, and it turns out, out of the blue, there's a return guest on Hot Ones. I say it's a return guest because I remember when that guest was on Hot Ones the first time. Personally, when I first read, I thought, okay, the algorithm is just bringing up old videos that I watched that maybe I want to watch again, because it does that. But no, this is a brand new episode of Hot Ones. But the good news is, it was an awesome episode of Hot Ones. Much like they all are. So that was my high. And my act of kindness was I did some stuff for my grandma yesterday. So pretty productive day, pretty quiet yet productive day for, Monday to start the week. That's always a good thing. So, let's talk about yesterday's episode of Hot Ones, as well as do a reaction for who the guest is this week. Now, this is actually a very special episode for me personally, because the guest who returned was none other than Emma Chamberlain. Now, I loved Emma Chamberlain's original episode, I really did, but I see that episode similar to how Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic, looks at the movie Hook. Which, by the way, if you've never seen the Nostalgia Critic's review of Hook, you should. It's a really good episode. See, I love that episode, but I gotta admit, it's also fun to kind of poke a little fun at it. Oh, okay, poke fun at it's actually a little too strong a word. Basically, I can remember very vividly the point in that episode where I'm like, Emma, sweetheart, what are you doing? And that was when she said, oh, I've tried all these hot sauces. I'm ready to go. I'm like, Emma, sweetheart, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't say that. And then by the bomb, she's like, to ghosts of Hot Ones guests past. Like she's praying to the ghosts of Hot Ones guests past. She's doing that, all hell breaks loose, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria, yada, yada, yada. We know this. So, this was, needless to say, a bit of a redemption story. Because, for starters, that didn't happen. So already that's a plus. But, I actually learned much more about Emma Chamberlain than I learned last time. For example, let me get my notes out. Here we go. So, obviously, if you don't know Emma Chamberlain, she's a YouTuber, an interviewer, podcaster, do work, son. That's pretty much how she does. But I say interviewer because she actually has an approach. Because Sean asked her, what's her approach as an interviewer? And sure enough, she's actually still learning. Because she did interviews at the Met Gala. The Met Gala. Which, the Met Gala is that sort of thing where, every once in a while you hear about it, and I'm like, someday I'm going to find a way to go there. Maybe someday. But, that day is not now. Basically, when it came to doing the Met Gala, those are, spur-of-the-moment interviews. And she's great at those. For something longer, say you're interviewing someone in a podcast, that requires more research and then requires, a different side of the brain that would enjoy that you need, you know what I mean? Spur of the moment, I believe that's more right brain, whereas, long research thought out ones is left brain. I probably totally got that wrong. But, again, different sides of your brain do different things. So she's still learning a routine. It's basically the process of finding a happy medium. But I'm glad that she still openly admits that she's still learning, and that's good. Never stop learning. That's very important. Emma Chamberlain, also known for selling coffee. From what I hear, it's very good coffee. And she actually has a controversial coffee opinion. Basically, according to her, people think that there's this long, crazy process that takes like 15 to 20 steps to make the perfect cup of coffee. And she's like, bro, it's not that hard. You know, it really is about as simple as finding like whatever coffee you like, brew it, and you're done. Although she does believe to be a true coffee lover, you have to love a black coffee. And here's the thing. I do love a black coffee every now and again, if I'm feeling up for it. But more often, like, here's the thing. If I'm like at a dinner party, more often than not, I'll probably go for a black coffee. But if I'm like going out to say Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, give me the cream, give me the sugar, give me all that unhealthy stuff that makes coffee even more unhealthy than it already is. But that's just me. According to her, the fashion trend prediction she has that she's most confident in for this year, 2024, boat shoes and vampire aesthetic. For the record, I had no idea that those were boat shoes. Like, boat shoes? What are those like? Oh, those! Because I don't own boat shoes, but I have Dockers, and the design is a little bit similar. So, okay, there we go. I mentioned that she was a YouTuber earlier, and believe it or not, some YouTubers have a fraught relationship with being called YouTubers. Basically, in the case of Emma Chamberlain, there's an internal crisis of trying to find confidence and trying to develop that mentality of, who gives a shit? Yeah, I'm a YouTuber, because let's be honest, more often than not you find comments for videos and they're just cruel, they're just mean. And as hurtful as they are, because of how they're hurtful, you know, it kind of distracts you from the fact that you probably don't even know this person. If anything, this person's being a troll for the sake of being a troll. So don't let it get to you. You know, develop that mentality of who cares. You know, that's important. I will admit, I personally have trouble with that myself, so, you know, it's hard. I mean, here's the thing. If you're trying to find your own way, trying to find that confidence of, you know, I don't care what anyone else thinks. For me, what definitely helped is finding a group of friends who love you for who you are. And that's important. But that's just me. Let's see. Oh, apparently she has the most eccentric or unusual practice she's adopted in the pursuit of self-care. Apparently there's like this device that you can find in like any store where like you put it over your face and it sends like electromagnetic waves and like it makes your face like twitch or something. I'm like, wait, you can find this in any store? How do you know you can find this in any store? And I love how she immediately defended herself saying, listen, I live in LA. These are, like, she's like, I live in LA. Like, doing this with like a device that you can find in any store that sends like electromagnetic waves, that's like the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg compared to how many crazy self-care practices there are out there. Not just in LA, but you know, you'll find stuff on like YouTube and TikTok and other social media platforms where you can find stuff like this. So it's great to see that Emma can at least rationalize this eccentric practice by saying, you know what, yeah, what I do sounds weird. There's a whole lot more weird out there. And I agree. Let's see. Red carpet pose tips for Sean, because that's what Sean asked. Like, you know what? This is actually something that I'm going to do. I mean, I don't ever find myself on the red carpet, but I'll definitely do this at like parties. Like, get into the outfit you're gonna wear, stand in the mirror, and try and figure out how to move in it. Like, some outfits, you can be like this. Some outfits require you to look better doing this. Or this. Or this. Basically, like, your outfit can say a lot of who you are. How you move in it says even more. I think that's the message that Emma Chamberlain was trying to go for you. Okay. Here's where things get a little controversial. Listen. There's no way in hell Emma Chamberlain's gonna watch this, but if she is, Emma, sweetheart, I love you. I respect you. You know, I believe mythical chef Josh referred to you as, you know, a 70-year-old warlock in a 24-year-old's body. You have my respect. But homegirl, you be fronting if you don't like spinach artichoke dip. And I get what she was saying. There are people who love spinach artichoke dip. I love spinach artichoke dip. Problem is, people love it, but when, let's say you go out to a restaurant or you're at a party where there's lots of food and spinach artichoke dip happens to be there, that's good, but if there's something better than spinach artichoke dip out there, more people are going to gravitate towards the other thing that's better. And I will admit, I agree. Listen, I've had spinach artichoke dip at restaurants before. It was good, but I knew there were better things on the menu, so after I had that, I never really had it again. So on the whole, I do like spinach artichoke dip, I really do. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that love spinach artichoke dip. But I gotta agree with Emma Chamberlain on this one. As good as spinach artichoke dip is, there are just some party foods out there that are just actually better. And she's 100% right about that. Her current word of the day in rotation is now novelty. That's what they talked about when they did the bomb. Sean asked her the backstory behind her irresponsible tattoo, and then it's funny, she proceeds to say, never get a tattoo with someone. Only for her to then proceed to promise that her and Sean get tattoos after the show. I'm not gonna lie, this was kind of a, shoot and skeet question. The kind of moments in Hot Ones where like you're expecting Sean to ask a question when really all they do is just talk about something. So, yeah, there we go. And, remember how I mentioned how Emma Chamberlain in her last episode was praying to the ghosts of Hot Ones past? Sean then asked her, considering that she's a Hot Ones guest past, like, how do you want to be remembered? And you know what? I have to say, Emma Chamberlain took on this question like a champ by saying she wants to be remembered as the one who came on and took another bite, and then took another bite. She wants to be known as the person who took more bites than they believed they could emotionally and physically handle for the sake of Hollywood. You know what? You're eating some of the hottest chicken wings you'll ever have on the face of God's green earth. So, Miss Chamberlain, yes, I will always remember you as the guest that took that extra bite when she knew she didn't have to. She went in there to kick ass and take names, do work, son. And she did it. All I can say now is, good madam. If I was wearing a hat at the moment, I would be tipping it off to you. Enough said. So yes, this was a great episode of Hot Ones. And I still have to do a Hot Ones guest reaction, don't I? So, who is this week's guest on Hot Ones? Let's see. Oh. Never mind. Shoot, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Here we go. And so, this, actually, I believe it should now be the eighth guest of 2024 is Jamie Dornan. Who is Jamie Dornan? Well, let's look him up real fast. Is it? Yeah, Jamie Dornan. Jamie Dornan. Okay. He's an actor, model, and musician from North Ireland. Hey! Okay. Okay. Clearly trying to play to the demographic of the fact that it's the month of March and therefore St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Awesome. Okay. I'm liking this so far. Oh. He was the guy in the 50 Shades of Grey movies, wasn't he? Wait, was he? Okay, he was in Once Upon a Time. Yeah, 50 Shades franchise, okay. Apparently he was in this one movie called Belfast, where he got Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor. Okay. Okay, so considering that it's the month of March, I'm sure one question that Sean's going to ask on Thursday is going to be in regards to something Ireland related. Because again, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Sorry, I thought I had sneezed. And because he was in the 50 Shades franchise, I'm sure Sean's going to ask about that too. But we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, Jamie Dornan for this Thursday, and in the case of one Emma Chamberlain, good Madam, as I said before, if I was wearing a hat right now, I would be tipping it off to you. And she's never going to watch it. Listen, Emma Chamberlain is like one of the most famous YouTubers on the face of God's green earth. She's not going to watch this. I mean, it'd be cool if she did. But, nah, she ain't going to watch this. But it'd be cool, though. I hope you all like this video. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very home with this video. For all of you guys watching, enjoy your name. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend the email. Always every back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.